Hey folks, welcome back to another video. Today we're going to be taking a look at the Spider-Man No Way Home Marvel Legends figures that were recently revealed by Hasbro. They look terrific, so without further ado, let's get into it. Might want to turn this down just a little bit. We got some Spider-Man No Way Home theme action going on in the background, so if you like that, hit the like button. Probably shouldn't have said that. Don't tell, please. Alright, so from what I understand that this 3-pack that we're seeing here, let me move this just a little bit. From what I understand, this 3-pack is $90, and it's a Hasbro Pulse exclusive. So right down here you see available now for pre-order for Pulse Premium members and for all fans beginning at 2 p.m. Eastern Standard Time exclusively on Hasbro Pulse. So, I'm not entirely sure when this is going to become available for everybody because I sure as hell ain't going to become a Hasbro Pulse member because I don't care. I don't know if they're going to release it as a 3-pack for everybody. I don't know if they're going to individually release them. I don't know what they're going to do, but we're going to talk about the figures because I think they look good for the most part. So, first up we got Tom. Tom, I love Tom. I love Tom Holland. I love Tom Holland's Spider-Man. It makes me warm and fuzzy inside. He's not my favorite, but I love him. I respect him. Obviously, Hasbro doesn't, because this is the exact same figure that we got the first time around. It looks like the black is darker. Before it was more of a bluish gray. I still think that the integrated suit is blue, not black. Maybe that's just me. I don't know. Funko made it black. Funko made it blue. SH Figure Arts originally made it blue. Hasbro originally made it like a bluish gray, and now it's black. Hot Toys made it black. I don't believe it's black. I think it's blue. Whatever. Doesn't matter. They got rid of they didn't get rid of the web shooters, and they gave him wall crawling hands. Wow, this is the first time we've seen an MCU Spider-Man with wall crawling hands. Isn't that crazy? And if we zoom in, we can't zoom in. Yes, we can. What just happened? We zoom in, we can see that those hands have webs on them, on the back of the palms. They're not supposed to. I don't know why they do. It just looks like Hasbro just did the bare minimum. They recolored the blue and then they gave him webs, which he should have already had the first time around. And wall crawling hands, which don't even match the sculpt of what this figure is supposed to look like. So I don't know what they're trying to pull here, but I don't like it. So next up, we're going to look at Toby, because Toby looks a lot better. Toby has, it's really hard to see in this image, but I have seen more crisp images, and Toby definitely has, actually, it might be crisp because you're seeing this image on the laptop, I'm seeing it on the TV, so there is a slight difference, but, I know that there's texture on the blue. I'm not entirely sure if it's on the red like the SH Figure Arts one, but the eyes look really great. I'm glad to see that the frames and the lenses are gunmetal and silver, at least from what I can tell. It might be gunmetal and white, but I'm pretty sure that's gunmetal and silver. It's hard to tell because this is a 3D render. It's not a prototype. It's not an official final production image. It's not anything like that, so it's kind of hard to tell. Again, he's got these round shoes. The toes on his boots are round. That's not what it's supposed to look like. It's supposed to be boxy. Not a huge deal, just something to point out. But there is something that does bother me about this figure, but it's not anything that's really going to bother anybody else, to be completely honest with you. It's more of an anatomy situation. It's not a huge deal. Moving on, here is Andrew Garfield's Spider-Man. Andrew Garfield looks absolutely oh wait, I do want to go back. You can't really see it in this image all that well, so I'll mention it in the next one. But in this Spider-Man figure, this Andrew Garfield one, looks phenomenal. It really does. The webbing looks really good. You can tell that the webbing is raised if you look at the way the light's hitting it. The lenses in the head, absolutely 100% Andrew Garfield. It looks phenomenal. The spider looks good. The only thing that I would say is the colors are slightly off. But to be fair, I'm glad to see some of these one of these companies not paint the suit metallic. I know that the majority of the time the suit has a very reflective quality to it, and it's very dark looking. But it's nice to see the suit painted something different for a change, or something is painted differently for a change. Because oftentimes the companies go for the more metallic look, This time it's a little bit more of a flat coloring, so I do like that. I am a fan of that because there are times when the suit is just very bright and saturated looking. The majority of the time it looks very reflective and dark, but sometimes it don't. So I'm glad to see what Hasbro went with, but then again, this is a prototype, so the colors might vary. Moving on to Tom, I do want to clarify that I still think this is a good figure. I don't have the first one, but I do like it. I just think that, I mean, at least get rid of the web shooters. Because they literally, the forearms that are needed for this suit, they literally have for the upgraded suit. So what is the problem? The hands have webbing on them. Why? Why do the hands have webbing on the palms and the back of the hands? They have hands molded that don't have that on there. So I don't know why that's on here. I don't know. And they have webbing on the figure. It should have been like that the whole time. I don't know. So I'm not thrilled with what they deem as an upgrade, but it's still a good figure nonetheless. Andrew here, or Toby here, you can see, if you take a look at his midsection here, you can kind of see the way that the webbing kind of bows outward towards him. In the original trilogy, it was very streamlined and straight down. In No Way Home, the way they did the webbing is slightly bowed out like that. I'm not entirely sure why it turned out like that in the actual movie, but as far as this goes, that is accurate. It's not really a straight line in the movie. So this is accurate. Another thing here that you can see down here that I'm really glad to see, the boots aren't straight across. The boots do have a dip on them, and you can see over here on the side that they do get raised on the sides. That is accurate. His boots don't go straight across. I did see somebody do an edit where they did do it straight across. It's not completely accurate. Oh well, they can do whatever the hell they want, I don't care. I don't even remember who it was, honestly, but the back, the one thing I don't like is the back. Now take a look at his front. You can see where his chest comes out, not very far, but his chest comes out and then it's kind of his stomach goes down, right? There's some chest development there. But his back, his traps, his back, traps, and his lower body all go straight down to his thighs. The only thing sticking out is his cake. Now take a look here at Andrew. He's got the shoulder of the trap development, he's got the back development, and you can see where his waist tapers in, you can see where his butt comes out, and then his thighs come back out. That's what a superhero looks like. That's what a well-developed person looks like in terms of how their muscles are. Now, Andrew's the one, or Toby wears the biggest muscle suit. Now, I don't know if he's wearing a muscle suit in No Way Home, and if he is, it's certainly smaller than what he wore in at least Spider-Man 2 and 3. So I think that Andrew should be the tallest, but Toby should be the broadest, because he wears the thickest muscle suit, and he's also the oldest. So I don't know why he's like so flat in the back here. That's a bit strange. I'm not entirely sure. And also another thing is you know how the Spider-Man belt goes. The belt goes around the waist and then it comes to a point in the center. Toby's isn't like that. Toby's tapers down in the front and then it goes up the hips, or it goes up the hips and then it comes back down and it points down the lower back. Not a super noticeable point, but it does point down in the back. This looks like it goes straight across. It's hard to say, so I'm not entirely sure, but this looks like it might go straight across. Andrew's is 100% supposed to go straight across, but you can see here in the front, you can see how it kind of dips down in the back and the front, so that's not entirely accurate, but it doesn't really bother me. And also another thing is Andrew's belt isn't supposed to have a point in the front really at all. It kind of just rounds off, so that is something. But I do think that these guys look great. Very excited to see these guys and what their final images look like. Overall, they look really good. And I do want to say another thing is when I mentioned the gentleman who did the edit with the belt, or the edit with the boots, I meant no disrespect if you watch this, I just did want to mention that. No disrespect, you can do whatever you want, it's cool. Other than that, if you guys, I'm gonna turn this off. with that being said, if you guys enjoyed this video, please hit the like button and subscribe. Maybe hit that notification bell. That would be greatly appreciated. And comment down below if you have anything that you're excited about that you want to mention regarding these figures or regarding the movie going back into theaters. I would be really excited to know. I don't know why I can't really talk. I can never really talk, so I guess get over it. But with that being said, I think we're gonna stop here, and until next time, true believers.